Welcome to Hokey Religion, the Star Wars podcast. This is episode 87, in which we talk about things that we come up with on the fly because nothing's happening with Star Wars. This is Tyler.
This is Michael.
And like I said, episode 87, it is the non-denominational holiday season.
Totally not church-related.
Nope.
We're taking the X out of Xmas. Now it's just Mass. Oh, wait, that's it.
Nope, that's
the other church thing.
Another church thing.
Oh.
So,
Happy
holidays and or just a December to you.
Merry December. Merry December 24th. Is anyone listening to this the day of? Tweet at us.
For some of you, it's Christmas Eve. For others of you, it's 2 days to Kwanzaa. I don't know anything about any other holidays. Why do I know that Kwanzaa starts on the 26th? I don't know. One of those things.
Why do you know that? I don't know that.
Yeah.
When does Hanukkah start? That's been done.
It's over.
That's a long time ago, right?
Hanukkah's been done. It's
been done.
It's so done.
It's over.
Last season's Hanukkah.
Well,
I believe Hanukkah is completed.
What's up with you lately in this Christmas season, Tyler?
I celebrate Christmas, and I have the old pagan tree standing up in my family room with all of the things that celebrate Christmas.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
You have a ham. A Christmas ham hanging from the
I've got
branches.
A ham on top of the tree. I've got it wrapped the tree in bacon.
I've got a ham on top of the tree. I've got a ham on the train going around the tree. I've got ham ornaments. I got my ham jammies.
Ham jams. This is the best idea.
You stick your feet in some ham jams.
I have purchased many Star Wars related presents.
For yourself?
Family members, not for myself.
Oh, okay. Not for yourself.
I purchased all of my own presents this year.
What a sad life.
They're all Star Wars presents.
Why don't we just buy ourselves gifts on Christmas? It's so much easier.
It's not the point. It's
we know what we want.
Giving and the receiving and the taking back.
You're giving. You're giving to yourself.
Yeah.
I guess I don't understand what Christmas is all about.
I don't think you do. I think you've got it very confused. So
all that ham.
I've got all the ham. I've got Star Wars presents under the tree, as is tradition. Star Wars ornaments on the tree that I've had since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
There's always some Star Wars in my Christmas. How about you?
The ornaments that you gave me a little while ago, the Star Wars ones, we got the tree into the house and we were getting all the ornaments out of the box, and Brom found that, and he didn't see it last year for some reason, but he pulled out. It's a Darth Maul ornament. He pulled it out and immediately broke it. I mean, it wasn't even out of the box for a few seconds.
What's this?
That's exactly what it was. I turned around. I saw him pull it out, and he was getting all excited about it. And I was like, yeah, buddy, it's a new ornament for you to put on the tree. And I turned around to put hang something on the tree, and I turned around again, and it's broken. So I'm not sure why. That's kids for you.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
So we don't really have any ornaments that can do that anymore.
Can be broken.
Now it's all just plastic and
you just balled up bubble wrap and shoved it in the tree. The ornaments are there. They're just in the boxes. You just stuck the boxes in the tree.
Right. We just tape the ornament boxes to the tree.
Great. Perfect.
Even the big like 24 packs of ornaments. The big box. We just hung that on a branch at the top.
That's good.
That's my kind of decorating.
Yeah.
I have not done anything. Well, I mean, we bought all our gifts and all that junk for people. We do not do. Apparently, your gift giving process. I don't know what it's called.
Process.
Your map that you follow for gift giving includes a lot more people than me.
Well, yes. This is true.
I don't believe in that.
It's gotten to that point where people have gotten married and had kids, and we probably should
They multiply.
We should all just start drawing names, because there are, I think, what was it, 16 people, not including my wife and children. So more than 16 people that I buy gifts for.
Praise the Lord. Praise the good Lord in heaven.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
It's not.
But I love them all, and they
none of
better
them are
be
listening
grateful.
to this.
Nope.
No one's listening to this.
I enjoy buying presents for them. I am grateful that I am able to buy them all, that I have the ability to buy them all presents.
Okay.
It is difficult, but I'm grateful that I have the privilege and ability to do it. But if they keep growing the way they do, it's gonna stop soon.
They are going to stop soon?
No, that the money train's pulling out.
Is this an announcement? Are you losing your job? Is that what you're talking
Nope,
about?
they're losing my willingness to gift to them.
This is the son has grown up now, and the father is lovingly kicking him out of the house for his own good.
Yeah, if there's any more of them, then you got to pay rent now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, with it being the holiday season, is all the stuff you buy, but Star Wars stuff has been really inexpensive recently. Like all the Lego sets have been on sale.
Nobody cares about it anymore. I mean,
just everything's been on sale, but like all the Legos have been really cheap. Black Series figures have been dropping in price a lot as well.
Yeah.
So
I went to Target the other day and I saw the new, the latest wave, the Bespin Leia and, was Classic Han Solo in this latest wave? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so.
It was a bunch of stuff. Like there was the patrol trooper from Solo, I think was part of that wave. I saw that at Target. But yeah, it was all like $10.
Right.
Brand new stuff that had just come out.
Yeah. Today what's the gigantic Lego Millennium Falcon, the Ultimate Collector, Ultimate whatever builder. It was $600. It was $600 today.
Okay, wow.
Instead of
$200 off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have $600 to spend on a Lego set, there you go.
If I have $600, I can't imagine the people who buy
Lego sets. $600 Lego sets.
I mean, it's normally $800 and people are still buying it.
Yeah.
I don't.
I would get kicked out of my house if I bought a $600 Lego set.
Would you get to keep the Lego set though? That's the question.
The box would be my new house.
It's probably big enough. It's a little cube.
I can stick my head in it so that I don't get rain on my face. Great.
You're the only homeless guy that has the box to live in and the thing that came inside the box.
Yeah.
It's like you see a homeless person with a refrigerator box and the refrigerator right next to it.
The refrigerator's like plugged in and getting used, but they live in the box. Yeah.
Right. Well, great. That's good for toys.
Yeah.
Good.
Buy toys. Buy toys now.
What else can we talk about? What else can we talk about?
That's the end of
There's nothing really going on right now. I was going to say...
Oh, go ahead.
Get ready for this. I definitely know what I'm going to talk about.
Sure.
Right now. I was going to say for Black Series toys, everything's probably on sale because there's nothing really lined up. I mean, nothing's been announced from 9. Or, like solid stuff like title or images or any of that stuff yet, but don't know any of that. None of the spin-off movies are in development right now, in production. So they're probably trying to clear out all this junk that nobody really cares about anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the next merchandise we'll probably get will be Mandalorian.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think. Do you think they would do that?
I wonder how much. I was thinking about that earlier today. I wonder how much they'll merchandise a TV show. Because unlike the movies, where it's like, there's a big push for a movie, but like a TV show that has episodes, they push it as hard as they do for the movies.
Think about Clone Wars and Rebels.
There wasn't a lot. But
Not
that
a
was
whole
also in a
lot.
time, well, I guess not Rebels, but the other Clone Wars was in a time period where that was like the only Star Wars thing that was happening.
Yeah, true.
Rebels, we got a few figures and some sets and stuff, like play sets and things like that.
I think some Lego sets.
Yeah, like there was the Ghost,
Yeah, that's right.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
We got Hera as a Black Series figure, didn't we?
Eventually.
Or she hasn't even come out yet, has she? I think she just...
No, she was in the
she-
last, like the second to last wave or something
Okay.
like that. A couple waves ago for Black Series, but she's out. But it wasn't like, you know, when the movies come out, they have that stuff out.
There's
I mean,
just
some
piles
of
it until,
before the
right.
movie's even out. Yeah, it definitely wasn't like that for the shows. Yeah, so I wonder. I don't know.
I mean, with it being Mandalorian and having the Mandalorian armor, that's super easy to sell
Yeah,
because everyone loves that stuff.
yeah, that's true. The way it's being released too, it's just all gonna kind of drop at the same time, I would imagine. Well, I wonder about that.
Probably.
I wonder if they'll, you know, release it episodically or if it'll just drop it all. Like
I'm
for
sure
one
there'll
day.
be a Black Series figure of the Mandalorian, the titular character,
Yeah,
at some point.
yeah.
But yeah, that's probably the next thing we're gonna get, like merchandise and stuff all over the place for, because that's supposed to happen sometime next. What is it? Is it fall?
Yeah, it's fall next year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before, yeah, definitely. It's definitely before 9 comes out.
Right.
Pretty sure it's fall, something like that. Speaking of the Mandalorian, we finally got confirmation that both Werner Herzog has a role in it, and Nick Nolte.
That's so weird.
Nick Nolte's gonna be so bizarre.
I'm looking forward to both of them because they're both extremely
Different.
weird people.
And different.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very typecasted kind of people. Like
Yeah.
they're not very they don't have a range.
No. Werner Herzog
They are
doesn't
them.
play a character. Like he just is him in whatever he's in.
Like you have Nick Cage, crazy, but
Yeah.
that he has range. He could be crazy in a variety of different ways.
Yeah. He can be all kinds of different.
Werner
crazies.
Herzog is Werner Herzog. He's not
just a weird dude.
He's just a weird old nihilistic dude.
Yeah.
He's not going to be playing, anybody's dad.
He's not the paternal instinct type person who's taking care. I take care of the Mandalorian. You, my son,
He calls him the Mandalorian. He doesn't call him.
Oh, my little Mandalorian. I will take care of you. You are my precious one. You will wear the suit one day.
But even though, precious one, you will die one day.
As we all die. It is
We
a
all-
futile battle, this living. But you
This thing we call
you must do it to learn.
We all die slowly to learn. To learn what it is like.
Anyone that has no idea who or what Werner Herzog is has no idea what's going on right now.
The only way one can learn to live is to die.
Oh,
Yeah, that's gonna be weird. I don't know.
yeah.
No one said who they're playing, like
No.
what their characters are or anything, right?
No.
What the roles are. Yeah, I think who was it? Was it Jason from Making Star Wars? He leaked this rumor, or he was trying to confirm it. But
Yeah, I believe
these
so.
guys were rumored for a while that they were
Yeah.
going to be in the show. There was a third too, wasn't there? A third rumor. I forget now. Maybe not.
I don't remember. I mean, there was the rumor for Werner Herzog for a long time. He said he was working on a big project, and people thought it was something related to Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, because he kept talking about it, but not talking about it type thing.
Yeah.
And it kept seeming like it was something relating to Star Wars, which now we know it is.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what they would play. It would be great to have Nick Nolte as a grizzled,
Robot.
old school robot. Man, that would be such a waste if that happened. If he played like an alien or a robot.
Yeah.
If he was anything but Nick Nolte, that'd be a waste. I was gonna say it would be great if he played like a grizzled, old school Mandalorian.
That would
like,
be cool. Yeah.
Like someone that, well, I don't know. He couldn't have been in the Mandalorian Civil War because that was too long ago, right? But he probably would.
Probably.
He would have lived. He's old enough to have lived through like the Clone Wars, right? And been through Duchess Satine's rule and that whole thing.
Yeah.
And Maul and all that stuff. If he ends up being a Mandalorian, it'd be cool to see that. Just an old crazy dude.
Old crazy Mandalorian. Yeah. I could see Werner Herzog being like a really whacked out protocol droid.
Yeah, I could definitely see him as a droid
just him
or an
doing
alien.
a voice of something. I could see that happening.
Man, that'd be so great.
Now I just want a weird droid that has Werner Herzog's voice.
A protocol droid with his voice.
Yeah.
That would be.
I mean, it basically it would just be like a nihilistic version of L3. Just like having instead of her being all like gung ho, and it would just be this sad robot, this sad droid. That's
the thing, though. He's not really sad.
No.
He's very
sad.
accepting
just very.
He makes other people sad.
Right. Yeah. This very just
depressing
droid.
He like relishes just being in that state.
Right.
That everything is futile.
Yeah.
And nothing. It's not worth living. The universe is chaos.
Right.
And it can't be fixed. Nothing governs.
I would love to have a droid that is just this depressing. It's like, oh, what's the droid from Hitchhiker's Guide? Marvin.
Yeah, Marvin.
It's kind of like
the depressed robot.
Yeah, like it'd be the Werner Herzog version of Marvin. That would be great.
Yeah.
Speaking of Disney and television things, the merger with Fox is still trying to happen. I think
do we care? I mean, it really is kind of a bad thing.
It's gonna. I mean, well, yeah, it's going to happen though, right? I mean, they hit a snag in Brazil, I think, last month. They got worked out. And now they're hitting a snag in Mexico because they have too many sports networks. They would have
too much sports.
They would have 30% of the market in Mexico if the merger went through. So they're trying to sell off 22 different networks.
Jeez.
And they're trying to sell them as a package, and no one's buying because who just buys 22 networks?
These are local Mexican networks.
They're
TV networks.
Not just they are the what they call them, the regional. They're like regional networks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so they're regional
local news and stuff, right?
I guess so. Yeah, they would own nearly 30% of the programming in the market, whereas Warner Brothers and Universal only has a little over 15% and a little over 11% respectively.
Jeez.
So they're having so Mexico regulators are having trying to get them to make it a little more even.
Right.
So yeah, they have 22 networks, regional sports networks that they're trying to sell.
Yeah, I guess it's not. I was thinking like news networks, local news and stuff. This is all sports.
Just
local
regional
and stuff.
sports networks.
That's like Sinclair Broadcast Group here in the U.S.
Yeah,
where it's this one company that owns all of these local news stations, and they can dictate the programming and the stories and everything that these local news stations cover, that the anchors talk about.
Right.
Things like that. It's crazy. We don't have to get into that on a Star Wars show, right?
Right. I mean, even talking about that in the Mandalorian, the Disney Plus thing. I mean, I just saw a thing. It's shooting for the end of 2019. No, still no dates or anything, but it's apparently coming a little later in Europe. So even stuff with the Mandalorian, Europe might not have access to that until 2020 sometime. Which that sucks. That's why people pirate things. I think it's because the European
Wait, we won't have access to what? Say that again?
Europe won't have access to like
Oh.
Mandalorian and stuff like that
Okay.
because they won't launch in Europe until after. Because apparently they just set some things. The Parliament voted on some quota system for streaming services that makes them where they have to make sure that at least 30% of their catalogs in Europe come from European countries. So like your catalog has to include 30% of European content.
Yeah.
So
This is a Disney specific streaming service. So what would that
I guess they just have to make the stuff in Europe, which I assume. I mean, Mandalorian's not being made in Europe.
No.
A lot of other Star Wars stuff is made in Europe.
Technically.
Well,
not anymore.
So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that would play out, because that would take possibly a long time, if that doesn't get ratified.
A lot of Star Wars stuff is made in Pinewood Studios, which is not technically in Europe, or about to not be in Europe.
Well,
anymore.
It may or may not be in Europe at one point or another.
Still yet to be determined, but probably not going to be in Europe anymore.
Yeah, that's
again. We don't have to talk about that, do we?
Sure.
Not really the show for that.
Oh,
this is what you get when we don't take notes.
There's nothing to take notes about. Star Wars is dead. These are
dead.
These are the Badlands of Star Wars where just nothing's happening.
Well, yeah, which was like the last however many years between Revenge of the Sith and the purchase.
Yeah, it's just like little stuff that's happening with Star Wars. Like, oh man, I don't even know if I've talked to you about this. So, did you heard about what happened with Solo and the Oscars, right?
What?
Did you hear?
I did not.
So
this is like the first time we were discussing things we've never talked about before on the show.
So, the Han Solo movie, the score is disqualified from the Oscars. The score of Solo.
Why?
It was not submitted before the deadline.
What? Is that on purpose?
No, I think someone just forgot to submit the Solo score to the Oscars.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was Giacchino, right? Giacchino, however you pronounce his name. Is that Michael?
Giacchino.
Giacchino.
Yeah. And then the title song was from John. Trouble?
John who?
John.
John Woo?
Yep. That Dove song. You know.
He didn't do what do you mean the title song? You mean the opening?
The open, like the solo, like the theme song for the film.
John Williams? I did not know John Williams composed that.
Yeah. Like the
I
main
he had
song
nothing to
was
do
from
with
John.
it.
The main song was from John Williams, but everything else was not him.
Oh. I did not. Yeah. I thought he was just out of that completely.
Yeah.
That movie.
So yeah, the deadline was November 15th. And somehow Disney didn't manage to submit the score in time.
Wow. They're really trying to bury this, aren't they? This movie.
Yeah. 3 other films had their scores disqualified too. The Nick Cage movie Mandy, a book with Viggo Mortensen, Green Book. It's called Green Book.
These are all pretty good big movies.
And then another.
And they're all being.
Then another an Orson Welles film, The Other Side of the World, or Other Side of the Wind.
That was on Netflix, yeah.
People just not submitting,
that
submitting your scores to the Oscars in time.
That sounds like
that's like the
Oscars not like trying to make it difficult on purpose. That's what that sounds like.
I don't know. It's just another run of bad luck for Solo.
Is it bad luck?
I don't know.
I mean, not really bad luck. It seems like all of their choices kind of led them.
That movie came out plenty of time ago. Like there was lots of time to submit the score for the Oscars, right? To submit.
Oh, I assume there's like a period that opens up.
Yeah.
That you have to submit during that period.
Yes, and since that movie happened quite a while ago, you're not like waiting on anything to submit that score. So that's just it. Just sucks for that movie and for the score because that movie's already been through hell. in all
Yeah.
aspects of it.
Yeah.
Even though it's a damn fine movie.
It's okay.
No,
It's thoroughly okay.
it's good.
It's probably better than Rogue One.
Yeah.
It feels, well, yeah, we don't have to, we've said all of this before.
Yeah.
It feels more like Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's got
Exactly.
that familiar feeling.
Yes. Agreed.
Okay.
The
Glad we're
end.
on the same page, finally. After all these years of doing this show, we're finally agreed.
We did it, guys.
Have we ever disagreed on anything?
The bets that you lose.
Well, that's not.
That's it.
Is that a Are we disagreeing that I lose? Because I disagree that I've lost the bets.
You did that, but you paid me money.
One time. We exchanged money one time, right? We've made bets in other ways.
Skin bets.
We were talking a little bit about this earlier, but what do you think? What do you think Billy D. Williams' role in Episode 9 is going to be like?
Yeah. So at the end of 8, they put out the call for help, right?
Yeah.
And we know from like Last Shot and other stuff, he's still involved in Cloud City. I assume he is one of the people or groups that responds to their message and then gets involved in assisting or helping.
So do you think he's responding from an official Republic, New Republic capacity, or
Probably not.
just him on his own at this point?
Probably, because I mean, he has this like city state with
Yeah. And he does have this long relationship with Leia.
right.
So I assume if he was to receive that, his best friend's girl putting out the call.
And he may not.
Do you think he knows
he
about?
probably doesn't even know that Han's dead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Do you think he knows about Han?
Probably not.
I mean, not.
No one's had time. They've been running.
Well, so this is gonna take place a little while after.
Yeah.
Um.
So if we're brought into him like
Last Jedi.
already being involved, then he probably already knows.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to figure out. Is he gonna come in and it's just gonna be, him and he's there and doing his thing and he's been doing it for a while? Or is this they run into him? Or he runs into, the resistance?
Yeah, I think it'd be weird, especially to bring back that character and not have like a grand entrance of some sort. Right?
Yeah.
Like you can't just open the movie and be like, hey, Lando's been here for 3 years. Or I mean, it's not
Yeah,
really
that seems
long, but
because that would be a big reveal to show him. To have him back in these movies is kind of a big deal.
I figure he shows up at some point, maybe responding to the call. Maybe they go to him. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see Cloud City again.
That would be cool to have him back in his element, so to speak.
Like if they go to him, yeah, we get to see Cloud City. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's necessary.
Do you think his character is a come to them type, or they would have to seek him out? I think they would have to seek him out.
Maybe
he kind of keeps himself busy.
It's possible, yeah. Especially if he doesn't know what's been going on, hasn't been involved in it. It's possible.
Yeah.
So then, if that's the case, then yeah, he wouldn't know that Han's dead, and we get to see that happen.
Which we were saying a while ago, we didn't get to see in Last Jedi. Like, or at least I felt in Last Jedi that Luke's reaction to hearing that Han had died wasn't powerful enough.
Maybe.
Like it didn't, I don't know. Like there wasn't that emotional catharsis kind of moment of.
It still didn't feel resolved.
Let's let Luke feel on screen what everyone else, watching is feeling.
Yeah.
Knowing that Han is dead. We didn't really get that. I think
That's
it
true.
got cut, right? Because I think
There's a
Ryan
little
did
bit in the movie,
film.
but-
There's a deleted scene, isn't there, of Luke reacting
I don't recall.
when he goes back into his hut. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. I mean,
think
yeah, in the actual completed film, there's only a small part of him. Like, where's Han? And then
That's it. Yeah, that's the only
not
time.
much else.
Right. That's the only time that's really mentioned.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be interesting to get that with Lando.
Yeah.
Because especially it'd be interesting to see how he takes it, because he's not, because of who he is, right?
He's not a very sentimental kind of a person.
No. So that could be tough. Depending on how they handle that, that could be really rough.
What, of him just dismissing it, you think?
Either dismissing it or actually taking it hard, like the first thing he's ever taken hard, like in his life. Because he always puts up this face of, nothing bothers me, type of thing. But if like that's the one thing that finally like breaks him down, I will cry. Because then we also have Leia dying somehow. As we all assume, that Leia doesn't just not appear in the film,
and that I think that has to be we open with that already established, like that's already.
But I think she already shot some stuff that's going to be in 9. Did she not? Didn't they shoot some stuff ahead of time?
I can't remember now.
If I remember correctly, they shot some stuff already that's going to because they were talking about how they had some unused footage.
Yeah, that's right.
That they were going to use.
You're right.
So she's going to be in it. But I'm assuming she's not just going to be in it. Like, that'd be weird if they just use unused footage and Leia never died in the film. That would be weird.
Yeah, that would be very. I don't think that can happen.
I don't think so either.
That's too jarring. Yeah.
So Leia's going to have to. Something's going to have to happen to her in the film.
Yeah.
So we're going to have that as well, which is going to be rough. So. Yeah, but I don't know what, and I wonder if Lando's involved at that point, if he steps up as like general instead of Leia, because Akbar's gone, Leia's gone, Holdo's gone.
Yeah, Poe's really the only Resistance leadership left at this point.
Yeah, it's all the young guys. You've got Poe, you've got Carrie Fisher's daughter, which I can't remember her character's name. Those people.
What is it?
Mitzi. No, it's not Mitzi.
Is it Pricks?
That's not far off from Mitzi.
What is it? I can't remember. It's Billy Lord's character.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you've got Poe and you've got all these basically people that are too young to be doing what they're doing and having to deal with, but at the same time, like, now they're the people that are the same age that Luke and Leia and Han were when the rebellion was going on, which is very apropos.
It's a little weird. Connix. I knew there's an X in there.
Yeah, just like Mitzi.
Lieutenant Connix. The secret Skywalker is what this video says. Why? I look for one Star Wars related thing on the internet, and it's back to these stupid theories.
Don't you know that everyone's a Skywalker and
everyone's related to the 3 main people in this whole galaxy? Everyone's somebody's mom or son. After
that party at the end of Return of the Jedi, just everyone spread their seed far and wide, and everyone is a Skywalker.
It's little known fact that the Death Star 2 was actually filled with Luke Skywalker's semen.
It was full of Skywalker semen,
and it exploded and it spread all over the galaxy.
Yeah, that explosion, all those little sparks, that wasn't sparks or debris.
That's big.
You ever been impregnated by an explosion just blasting semen into you?
I can't say that I have.
Okay. And I know most pregnancies happen from an explosion that blasts semen into you. But not that kind, but like a really intense one that's from a moon-sized thing exploding and literally just shooting you.
There's very little consent involved in this.
Yeah, and it's so fast, and all the particles are so small that you just didn't even feel it. You just, had a baby 9 months, and everyone's a Skywalker now.
Oh.
So just imagine that.
And that's how Rey was born.
That's how Rey was born. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I forget what we were talking about.
So stupid. Lando and see, I don't know if he'll get involved in the rebellion, how involved he's going to be. Maybe it is just a trip to Cloud City, and that's the only time we see him. You know?
Yeah.
There may not be a huge involvement because
But again,
I don't want him to become the general or anything like that because I do think that's Poe's responsibility.
Yeah, you're right. It is kind of a step backwards in a way.
Because they are passing the torch, and he's been taught his lesson in The Last Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Like he's
Right.
getting a handle on leadership.
Poe, you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that's, when Leia is gone, I think that's his responsibility to step up and take charge. So I don't want Lando to do that instead because that doesn't make any sense. But his role, I don't know how involved he'll be, or if it is just that, they go to Cloud City for something to hide, to, I don't know, get something from him or get his help with something, and then that's all we have.
Well, yeah, I could see him being like a mentor, like taking Leia's role as kind of a mentor for Poe, but in a different way.
Though it would be good if there's a battle again to see Lando flying the Falcon with Chewie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I assume there'll be some big battle.
There's all those kind of moments that I think this film needs because of Carrie's death.
Right.
Obviously Mark coming back, that's a big thing. We've talked about that before, about how that's kind of necessary.
Right.
It's required in a way at this point because of Carrie's death. And then now, having Lando reunited with Chewie could be great.
Him getting the Falcon back.
Do you think?
I wonder.
That would be a pretty good send-off, I think, for the Falcon now that Han is dead.
It would be good if Lando got the Falcon back. And I wonder if Chewie will stay with Lando.
I don't know. Chewie's been...
But he does have his whole own thing going on.
That is something I've been thinking about a little bit, is in this new canon, Chewie is he seems way more independent than he ever felt in the Legends canon.
A little bit. I mean, especially in like Last Shot, like he was back on world with his family and everything.
Right.
But then in
like
Force Awakens, he's back with Han again as well, just like bumming around doing little piddly missions.
Yeah.
As a smuggler. So like what happened from Last Shot and him being back home with his family, like what happened that he's now just off doing bullshit with his buddy? Like what happened to his wife and child? That he's just like ran out, like he went to go get cigarettes and never came back because he's hunting Rathtars. He went to go get some of those
Wookiee cigarettes.
Yeah, Wookiee cigarettes, which is
they're made out of wood.
Just a branch. It's just sticks.
It's just a wooden stick.
Yeah.
Intricately carved and
it's beautiful.
Expertly crafted.
It's beautiful, but it's just a stick you chew on.
But it's really just a toothpick. A thick toothpick.
I do want to know more about Chewie. Like what's happened? Why was he doing nothing with Han?
In this in-between time? Like how did he
like
start
in Force
doing that again?
Like he had a family, like in Last Shot and other stuff. Like we know he has a family and he was back on.
Yeah.
And even in the, obviously he helped save his planet from the Aftermath books. Like
Yeah.
they had the whole thing. And then in Last Shot he's back on his planet with his family. And then we see him again. We don't really have anything else with Chewie so far. We see him again and he's just like bacheloring it up with Han in this shitty ship, capturing Rathtars to complete some...
To sell them.
Because some whatever gang wants Rathtars, right? So what happened to Chewie that he gave up all the... he had a family and a life just like Han did.
Do you think... Do you think they've been together... Do you think they're together just for this job, the Rathtar job? And they just happened to be together when they found...
I wonder.
Rey and Finn, or Has it, like you're
He
saying,
couldn't
has it been
stand
a
the
while?
look of Lumpy anymore, and he had to get out. Just like Han couldn't deal with Ben anymore, and he had to get out. I mean, we've all seen Lumpy. He's not a looker.
He's definitely not a looker.
And if his attitude's anything like Ben's was, then I could understand getting out. Yeah.
I have this.
Great.
Oh, that's the grandpa.
So yeah, maybe that's it. They both realize like our sons are we don't understand them. They're both weird looking.
Yeah, they're both ugly.
We need to hunt Rathars. Let's go. I want more information about Chewie.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if he's been with Han for a while now. When they were talking about like Han was mentioning like the history of the Falcon and who stole it and
yeah,
all that stuff. Did he say something about Chewie being with him? Or did he imply that Chewie was with him? I can't remember now.
When he was like throwing out Unkar Plutt's name and stuff?
Yeah. Because he
Not
says
that I know of.
he says
Not that
something,
I remember.
Well, he says something about oh shoot, what was it? I told you we should have rechecked this sector or something like that.
Yeah.
When they were talking about the
Yeah, I
Falcon,
guess so.
when Unkar Plutt talking about
Yeah.
Unkar Plutt having the Falcon. But he says that to Chewie like they have been looking
That's
for the
true.
Falcon this whole time.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So I don't know if that means they've been together for a while again or what.
Huh.
Do you think Chewie decided to stick with Han after Han separated from Leia? Like Chewie felt like he needed that?
He had to take care of him.
Yeah. I wonder.
It's possible.
Because we don't have anything on them during that period. Like
Not
after
really. No. Not yet.
like after Bloodlines.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were still together during Bloodlines, right? I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
I think Han was just away, but they weren't officially separated.
Yeah, but like in Last Shot, Chewie was on back home. Like he was.
That was before. That's set before Bloodlines, though.
Yeah.
Because Ben's still a tiny baby. And Ben was away with Luke.
That's true.
For Bloodlines, so that's after.
So maybe they do stuff together on and off. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He helps Han out every once in a while. I don't know. That is interesting.
We are going to get more of that stuff eventually, right?
I mean, when can they start telling us anything about that time period?
After 9.
Well,
probably.
Well, I mean, we had talked about this before. I think one of the reasons we've gotten nothing is they kind of needed to solidify the story first.
Right.
And figure out, okay, where's it going? We don't want to back ourselves into a corner with other stuff we've said.
Right.
They're being very careful about that. But at this point, 9's filming. Like, they have a script. They have the story.
There's probably stuff in the works. They've probably commissioned stuff.
I have to imagine that there are books currently either written or being written that fill in those gaps.
Yeah.
About Snoke or about any of this time period that we don't have anything on.
Yeah.
Because they could start releasing some of that stuff that doesn't really have anything to do with the grand story.
Well, like
fills in some timeline.
Talking about Han and Chewie's history, well, now that we know Lando is coming back, we know that, or his whole what he's been up to is going to be talked about in this movie, I imagine. So that's going to have to tie into something where he came from.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've got to figure all that out first. But yeah, I'm sure there's stuff in the works.
Like, because
there has to be.
Like, you could give us anything about Han and Chewie at this point because it's not going to mess up anything. You could give us... Well, you can't give us anything about Rey. I'm sure you can't give us anything about Ben and Luke because they got to tell more of that story.
Well, who's to say Chewie survives? I mean...
Well, yeah.
Who knows?
You can't give us anything about Ben and Snoke because I'm sure that's brought up in this movie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, like, high-profile stuff you can't talk about.
I think it's all high-profile, quote-unquote, until everyone knows the story. Yeah.
It could be.
It's all untouchable.
So what do we get for the next year?
The Mandalorian.
Have they, other than Thrawn,
Yeah.
the new Thrawn book that comes out next year.
Yeah.
Have they announced any other
There's
like
the
actual like
comics.
novels, like books?
Not,
don't recall
not
them
that I
announcing
know
any.
of. No. No, not that I know of.
And I mean, Celebration's in March, right?
We're back to the dark period, the dark ages.
Celebration's March, right?
Yes, or April.
Okay.
It's spring next year.
So it's very likely there'll be a bunch of announcements for books in like the road to
That's true.
road to episode 9.
That's true. I wasn't thinking about that.
So only a couple months from now we'll get probably a big announcement of books and comics and like that whole road to episode 9 type thing like they did with 7 and 8.
That's true.
With like here's everything coming out leading up to the movie. There's still that rumor that we're going to get footage before the end of the year, but that time's ticking. I mean,
I know,
you've
yeah.
got 2 weeks.
Right. Unless it's a...
And I can't
like
imagine
a
we're going to
New
get a
Year's
title before Celebration.
Do you think it would be like a New Year's Eve kind of a thing?
Is there an important football game sometime? That seems to be when they do these things.
For some reason. They wait till that happens.
But I also can't see getting the title of the film until Celebration, though.
Yeah, exactly. That feels like a Celebration kind of a thing.
Like announcing the title at Celebration, yeah.
Why would you steal the thunder?
Like having an episode 9 panel and there's...
Right.
That's when the footage, like that's when we get the first footage.
I mean, there's definitely JJ's
gonna be a sizzle reel of something.
I don't know. I don't know if it'll be like, did we get?
It's too early to get a full trailer.
Yeah, probably.
So we get a teaser, we get a sizzle.
They're still filming, right?
Yeah, and at Celebration last time, they had that like sizzle reel of it was like behind the scenes stuff from episode 8, and
yeah,
you got to see some various thing like hints of stuff here and there,
right?
But it wasn't like actual footage or a teaser or a trailer.
That was before the full trailer, right?
Right. I expect to get that at Celebration.
And then the full trailer dropped Celebration, the one we went to here for Last Jedi. That was the first full trailer, I think.
I think so. So I don't know. It's hard to imagine us getting footage before having a title.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also hard to imagine getting footage, any type of footage, even a teaser this far out. I would expect to get that sizzle reel at Celebration before anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely going to be something in Celebration.
Well, obviously, yeah. It's going to be all kinds of episode 9 stuff, Mandalorian stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe other movie announcements finally for the other movies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a few months away, so not too long to wait before we get super hyped about all the stuff that's coming. But it's like there's probably gonna be like 3 months of absolutely nothing.
So let's see, what is that?
Speaking of Celebration, it's been announced that Warwick Davis is the Celebration stage host again.
April 11th through the 15th, 2019.
Okay, so 4 months.
So 11th through the 19th. So that is episodes for us. 1, 2, 3.
It's basically 2 a month.
4, 5, 6.
6 or 7.
7, 8, 9.
No.
10.
Stop it.
We've got 10 episodes to fill until we get something we can talk about.
No. I don't wanna. Well. Good luck, everybody.
The first day of Celebration is our next. So I guess 9 episodes because the 10th recorded one would release after Celebration.
Right.
Is over.
Okay.
So that'll be great. Maybe we'll have to just
go dark.
Delay. Yeah, go dark for a little while until it's done. Or just do like 15-minute daily episodes or something. Everyone wants that.
Sure.
The 3 people listening definitely want us to talk every day.
Yeah, they want to hear me progressively lose my voice while we record the episode.
It's happening.
At the end of this, my voice is almost completely gone now. If you want to hear me talk in a high-pitched voice, it just breaks all over.
Just do your Werner Herzog impression.
Werner Herzog.
To take us out.
You sweet Mandalorian baby.
He invented vocal fry.
It's true. I will take care of you. You are the Mandalorian.
Now you're just the German guy on SNL. The Mike Myers character.
Well, that's enough of this episode. I will push through for a couple minutes to tell you about how to find us.
You can go to HokeyReligion.com. Find all our episodes there. You can find links to our Twitter, which is Hokey_religion. You can find us on Facebook at however Facebook works. You can find us on things that don't matter, like Tumblr.
Sure.
We can't put our porn up there anymore.
Yep, that's the new rule. Sorry, guys.
That's the new rule. We were one of the ones who asked for it. We were really tired of seeing.
I'm tired of having to put my dick up here. Please change your rules.
So many destinations that I have to manage.
We just thought we had to put adult content on Tumblr. That's the only way you were allowed to use it.
Right.
Just because we saw all the other posts, so we assumed, so when I post my episode, I also need a dick pic with it. I got it. Okay.
Does it have to be new every time, or can it be the same one? The same picture, not the same dick.
Yeah, obviously. I'm tired of finding all these dicks. Every week I've got to go on Craigslist and be like, please.
Is that like you're tired of the process, or you're tired of the surprise?
I'm tired of the process.
I'm tired of finding all these dicks all over.
No, I'm tired of the process of having to find a new dick to take a pic of.
Oh, okay. It's not like when you see...
real chore.
Well, when your wife sees your socks all over the house. I'm tired of finding all these dicks. Just put your dicks away.
Who keeps putting these here? Every day I put it away and there's a new one. Where are they coming from?
Yeah. You could find the episode on all the places you can get podcasts, like iTunes, for example, the one that matters.
Also,
and
the other one
rest.
that maybe someone uses. Google Play.
Sound Play. Find us on Sound Play.
The Zune store.
I was actually looking on eBay for a Zune the other day.
Not again. We're not doing this again. You and your stupid Zune.
All right, well, that's all for Hokey Religion.
Yeah, that's enough. This is Tyler.
This is Michael.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everyone!